morning at least.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Yes,
morning, madam.
yes, okay,
Good
it's okay.
morning.
Ma'am.
Good
Uh,
morning, ma'am.
Good
yes.
morning,
So
ma'am.
coming back to the PPT,
Good morning, ma'am.
so yesterday we had seen a
Good
fresh
morning,
topic.
ma'am.
Yes, it's fine. Please stop wishing now. We'll be back to our slides, right? So yesterday we had seen Unit 2. The topics which we discussed yesterday was identification and characteristics of a young entrepreneur or simply a first generation entrepreneur. Then we had seen what are the history behind the first generation entrepreneurs. We had seen some of the examples of the first generation entrepreneurs. So just like we'll have a recap of yesterday's class and then we'll continue the new topic, right? So we had seen a definition like the entrepreneur who enters into the business world for the first time without any support in terms of financially, technically, in all aspects. You call it as a first generation entrepreneur, right? The main skills or the qualities of a first generation is like he must be an innovator. He must always try to do experimentation, right? So then we had seen in the next slide we had seen what is the difference between a new entrepreneur and an established entrepreneur in terms of a risk taking. The scope of taking calculated risk is more for the new entrepreneur, but for the established already he has a structured business, the risk taking is very less. Okay, then we had seen one of the example CEO of quick healing technology, Mr. Kailash Katkar, where he had started the antivirus software from his experience. He started working in calculator repair company in many companies, and then he was now the owner of the own company like antivirus software. Okay, so that is one of the example of first generation. Any disturbance? Any disturbance? Yes. Right. So this is an example of first generation entrepreneur. Okay. Then we had seen the topic called emergence of first generation entrepreneur, where to our country, like East Indian company has encouraged to have a connection between one firm to other firm in terms of exporting and importing, in terms of trading. So they had initiated our institutes to do exporting and importing. Okay, then we had seen some of the first based companies which started this first generation entrepreneurship. Okay, some of the examples I had written here. Okay, then I had shown one table like what was the scenario of industrialization before first world war, during the first world war, and after independence. Like slowly there were an improvements of for the small scale industries, and they were public sector undertaking. They were a mixed type of firms, and there was an advancement in electronics, communication, computer science, like networking, connecting one firm to other firm. All these were started, and now there is a very high progress in terms of digitalization, right? Then in the next slide I had explained some of the characteristics what an entrepreneur must have. Like he must be in need of achievement. He is a person who is trying hard and hard. He's striving hard and hard to reach his goal, because he's not having back support, he's not having any support in terms of financially or any aspects. So he is the person who must stand on his leg, and he has to continue his journey. So these are the some of the characteristics what an a first generation entrepreneur must have. And I say that the characteristics will differ, like these characteristics will differ from an like they are different for an established entrepreneur, because they already have a structure, so they don't need to take much risk, right? They don't need to have an capital, then don't need to strive for the capital investment, right? So the characteristics of an entrepreneur will differ from his one range to other range. Okay, then in the next slide I had explained how to identify a person, like there are n number 100 people in a society, like how to identify whether a person is willing to be an entrepreneur, right? So some of the qualities, like he must be an evangelist, like he must be an enthusiastic person who is trying, who is always opening wide open of his eyes, and he's just searching like any person who will take his hand to travel his journey, that you call it as evangelist. Good listener, tracking the goals, always trying to reward his performance. Then a well designed structure. So like these are the some of the points where you can select like this person is capable, capabilities of a person to become an entrepreneur, like these are the some of the features. Okay, then in the next slide I had explained there is a program called entrepreneurship development program, and yesterday I had seen this entrepreneurship development program in international level also. I will show you that website. So they are trying to train the see, like some people really have some motto in their mind, but they are lack of knowledge. Because of lack of knowledge they cannot go into ahead, right? So this entrepreneurship development program, they will give you a number of trainings based on their nature. Okay, so to test their nature, to test their curiosity in which field they want, so they do some of the psychological testings. Okay, so I had shown you, like in this slide they had I said some of the tests like tat. Okay, tat and personal interviews. There is a ring peg test. Okay, so like these are the some of the techniques where you can identify them, like analysis of application blank, like they'll be giving you a blank application where thereby you have to fill your family background, your educational background, and your previous experience. Your social participation is also must, right? As an entrepreneurship is related, it is a connection to a nation and yourself, right? An entrepreneur must be a selfish person. First he has to think of what he want and how he's correlating with the regions, the boundary regions, right? So that's they will see what is your social participation also. Then we had seen tat, thematic appreciation test, where you will be given five or six pictures, and you will be given a 30 seconds time. 30 seconds time you will be given a five pictures. You will be asked to examine it for 30 seconds. They will remove that picture, and you are asked to write a story of 5 minutes of time. So thereby they will see how much you have the innovative techniques, how much you can how much is your brain storage, and how is your thinking ability, how is your creation, right? So that is stat. Okay, ring toss game is nothing but you will be given a three rings and you will be given a peg. You are asked to select the distance between you and the peg. The more distance you take, you cannot put all the three rings on it. So based on your estimation of the distance, and based on um, your thinking ability, your calculation of the distance, and how you're focusing on it, right? That they will study. Then in the group planning exercise you will be given a task and you are asked to solve the task. Okay, and personal interviews, where you will be having a rabo with an interviewer. You will be having, you will be questioned and you have to answer it, right? And I said yesterday, and a first generation entrepreneur is a person where he must be a good listener. Like he must have all the answers in his brain, but the way of answering aptly, the way of answering the questions at a correct time is very very important. Okay, then I had shown some of the training programs where you can get support from government institutes like APITCO. We had even visited the website yesterday. I had shown some of the entrepreneurship development programs for the students, for the faculty. We had seen that. Then coming to today's topic, right? Today's topic, so we will continue our topic with a topic called entry barriers, right? What are entry barriers? Can anyone explain a normal meaning of entry barriers? Students, please just explain what is an entry barrier, or you can just tell me what is an entry barrier for your student level. Hello, hello.
Money.
Yes, please answer. What is an entry barrier? So no one is interested to talk. No one is interested to answer. What is an entry barrier?
Difficulties in starting an entrepreneurship.
Okay, okay. Difficulties in starting any company or any enterprise. Okay. Still any answers?
Yeah, please come.
Still any answers? What are entry barriers? What are entry barriers? So you can just tell me what are your entry barriers. Like see, like let's say you want to start up a company, a normal, a small company. Don't okay, I don't use a word called company. A small boutique. Let's say some boutique or a cooking shop. Okay, what are your entry barriers in that scenario? Can anyone? Hello.
Capital.
Capital. Capital investment is your entry
Yes.
barrier. Yes. Still any barriers you have?
Staff.
Staff. What is that? Staff? Is that staff?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
For skilled workers required.
Okay. Still workers required. Still any entry barriers you have apart from capital and staff recruitment? Still any entry barriers you have? Yes. Please interact in this session. I request all the students, please interact. Please
Proper location.
proper location. Proper location is your barrier. Okay. Still anything?
No.
Legal paperwork.
A legal
Paperwork.
paperwork, legal
Permissions and all.
permissions and all. You have that limitations of official legal work and still anything. So one of the
Family
student,
problem.
family problem. Yes, yes, it is one of the barrier, personal barrier.
Lack
XP,
of
lack of
uh, market information, like in market, how the product is going to be uh, sold or anything. Lack of information about the product.
okay, lack of information about the product in means like you are talking about the competitors or the product specification.
Demand, it's
Okay,
demand, how the demand is
oh,
going.
okay, okay, very good. You are talking about the demand of the product. Okay, some of the students said me about recruitment, about the legal issues. Okay, some said about then still anything, still any student want to tell me about some barriers?
Lack of resources.
Lack of resources, right? Very good. So I would like to combine all your answers into a single sentence. Like entry barriers are those which are limiting your mindset. Your It is making us an limitations, isn't it? It is making us an limitations. So you have to reduce your limitations and use them in a positive manner, right? An entrepreneur, see, like he has to struggle hard and hard. He has many limitations in terms of resources, land, labor, legal issues, and sometimes there will be a demand, there will be a change in the demand of the product, right? There will be a limited access of the technology. There will be an hostile environment. What is an hostile environment? What is the meaning of hostile environment? Hostile environment. What is hostile environment? You can Google it. You can Google it. Just type hostile environment in Google and tell me the meaning of hostile environment. So this class, like entrepreneurship, you will also learn English, some words which are like we don't use it in our day to day life. Like, so some words, if you add, like I suggest the students, when you attempt your examination, your external examination, if you write on your own words, just if you add on like this words, it will make the examiner to focus on it, right? Using hostile environment. What is an hostile environment? Give me the meaning of hostile environment.
Uncomfortable environment.
Yes, uncomfortable environment.
Uncomfortable.
Yes, uncomfortable and yes, yes,
Comfortable and unsuitable.
unsuitable. Yes, uncomfortable environment or unsuitable environment, you call it as hostile environment, right? So these are the where why sometimes we may not be accustomed to an environment where you don't want to work, but you're adjusting yourself, right? Adjustment is very very important. I am being repeating that an entrepreneur must have patience, isn't it? He must have patience, and he has to adjust according to the changes that are going on. So these are the entry barriers. Like some of the entry barriers is like insufficient market information, and limited effectiveness of infrastructure. So someone said like a location, right? Location. So I said one example, like I have a friend where he started a coffee shop, and he that shop was really very good. It has many items, like all the items he was having, all the beverages, but the location what he has chosen was not good. It was in the cellar. Like people will not always have a willing to go back to the cellar and have a coffee and come back. If you put the same coffee shop in a mall or beside a cinema theater or beside some shopping mall, which is visible to all the people or all the people in the society, it will obviously it will click, right? So one example I would like to give, like nowadays if you talk to a tea selling person, he will tell you like he will just give you a cup of tea, but it costs around 10 rupees, isn't it? A small cup of tea, the same cup of tea, if you will do in it in your home, it costs about 2 or 3 rupees. The sugar, whatever, the tea powder, the milk, the same. If you measure it, and in terms of cost, if you calculate, it's just a 2 or 3, or not more than 10 rupees, but less than 10 rupees. But he's gaining for in a day, a tea shop person, he will sell about hundreds to 200 cups of tea, isn't it? So if you just calculate 100 cups of tea into 30 days, just see how much he's getting profit from a tea selling shop, isn't it? So I say that entrepreneurship is not like keeping a very vast enterprise, thinking about a vast, a very highly sophisticated company. It can be from the small units to the large units. The way you struggle, the way the methodology you use will make you a successful entrepreneur. So these are the some of the entry barriers which you have to move. You have to remove these limitations from your boundary, and you have to get rid of it, right? Can I go to the next slide? Yes. So this comes the environment around an entrepreneur. So I made a small diagram which is showing which will show you the list of areas which are being surrounded by you. Let's just assume that you are standing at the center. Okay, just assume that you are standing at the center. Let me use the highlighter here. Okay, I'm here. Okay, an entrepreneur is here. Okay, so we have to see what are the boundaries that are being surrounded by the by yourself or by an entrepreneur. You can I had just written here environment around entrepreneurship. Okay, so the first one is political, technology, social, legal, culture, economic issues or economic level, the relationship between your entrepreneurship and economic level or social level, right? So we had seen one question in the previous question paper, like what is the impact of an entrepreneur in the economy and a social level. So here you can write under political field, you will see the political atmosphere, the leadership nature, how your company you are being supported in terms of politically. Then coming to technology, how what are the competitions you have, how much is the risk efficiency you have, what is the productivity of your company. So those all you will see it on a technology. Then coming to the social, so here you will see what is the consumer level, what is the attitude, what is the profitability, what are the opinions in terms of socially, what how well you're motivating your sub audience. That comes in the social level. Okay, then comes in the legal. So one of the students said your lack of legal issues like rules and regulations. So how, what are the rules and regulations you are using, what are the acts you have under your enterprise, if you are choosing your enterprise as a manufacturing enterprise, and if your investment is less than 5 crores, so you have some of the acts, under that acts you have to follow, you have to follow. See, I said like an entrepreneur you has to raise the profits under following under rules and regulations is called as a successful entrepreneur. So legal, under legal you will get the rules and regulation. Under cultural you will get aspiration, like you aspirations, what are the structure, what are the values you are using, aspirational values, that comes under cultural. Okay, coming to the economic level, like what is the trading level, what are the incentives, what are the subsidies you are getting. So that is you have to study on each and every sector that are correlating to your boundaries. So these are the some of the correlated areas: political, technology, social, economic, cultural, legal. You have different types of environment. So like we had seen last class, like there is an internal environment, there is a macro environment. Like internal environment where you are concerned about your own company. But if you go back, if you the beside level is like what are the customers you have, what are the competitors you have, how well you are selecting your customers. Okay, so coming to the next level, to that you have the macro level environment, which is like social, political, in terms of national level, right? So that is the environmental influence. So I would like to show this diagram is like how these factors are influencing your own entrepreneurship, your own enterprise. Okay, so you can I have notes to this topic which is elaborated. What am I telling here, it is written in the form in the word document. I will share that word document after this unit 2, and I will also explain that whatever my written notes. And you can like you can draw this diagram in the examination, and you can explain all the factors here in detail. Okay, so I had written some of the environmental factors which are affecting entrepreneurship, like venture capital availability, presence of experienced entrepreneurs, technically skilled laborers, accessibility of suppliers, accessibility of customers, and what are the favorable government policies you have, what is the availability of infrastructure facilities. So for this, I said you have to visit TSIIC, Telangana State Industrial Infrastructure corporation. So if you study that website and go in touch with them, they will show you what are the facilities they are been providing to you. Okay, accessibility of transport, the networking, communication, connectivity, all these are the environmental factors which are influencing the an entrepreneur or an enterprise, right? Is it clear? Is it clear? Students, please
ma'am.
talk. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's clear.
Okay, fine. Can I go back to the new topic now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So now comes the third topic of your unit 2 is development of women entrepreneurs. Women entrepreneurs. So here comes what is the role of an woman in an entrepreneurship. So I had given definition like an entrepreneur is a person who organizes, who manages, who innovates, and tries to flow the business, based on its ideology, is called as an entrepreneur. So now comes the role of a woman in an entrepreneurship. Now the woman, like not only now, from the past last decades, women had entered, they had removed their barriers. Again comes the disturbance. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so now like past from the past, like women had came out from their four walls. Like previously they used to cook and they used to be only in the home, in the four walls of house. Now they broken that barriers and they are in all the fields, isn't it? They are in education, healthcare, all media. In every sector you are seeing a percentage of a woman in a society, isn't it? So I had given a sentence here: women in an India constitute around half of the country's population, isn't it? How many of you agree to it? Half of the country's population is of women. So that's why you call women as a better half of a society, isn't it? So there is a proper ratio of women and men, whereby women is also trying to do something new. They wanted to stand on their leg and they wanted to become an entrepreneur, right? So that's the reason why there is this leads to a development of an woman entrepreneur in a society. So now they started entering into the three E's. What are the three E's? Engineering, electronics, and energy. In all the, not only in this sector, not only in engineering, electronics, and energy, in media, and whatever you see in any sector, woman is also trying to spread their innovation in the society, isn't it? So that's a result why there is a development of an woman entrepreneur. Okay, so women owned business enterprises are playing a prominent role in society, inspiring all others and generating more employment opportunities. So because of woman entrepreneur, like entrepreneur is a person who is giving opportunity for the people in terms of employment, isn't it? So now even the woman, you can define woman entrepreneur is nothing but an entrepreneurship is nothing but an woman who is trying to organize, manage an enterprise. You call it as woman entrepreneur. Okay, so now let's see what are the functions of woman entrepreneur. Okay, so woman entrepreneur is like how they are exploiting the new techniques. So you can see like in beside my house there is an institute. Now what they do, they teach this tailoring, the activities like tailoring, craft work to the women, and thereby there are some courses which are being taught to them, and they start their own tailoring shop in their house. Like this is one of the example whereby from the rural areas also women are coming out and they are showing their talent. It could be a tailoring, it could be cooking, it could be boutiques, it could be any a small enterprise, but they are coming out. So how to make them, how to encourage them? So there are institutes I will be showing in the coming slides. So there are institutes which are giving a number of courses to them in free. Okay, so so they are taught all the tailoring, all the crafts work, and now there are an entrepreneurs who are giving opportunities to other ladies, right? So so even like functions of an woman entrepreneur is like they even have to handle the uncertainties, and they are the person who have to undertake the calculated risk, right? So the woman has to think even the risk what is been occurred in their journey, and what are the types of innovations she can add on for the product what she is making, and how well she is coordinating, what is the administration she is following, what are the controls she is having. Like yesterday we had seen different types of control a human being having, like an internal control and an external control. So an woman, like she has got many constraints, isn't it? So many of you, like, so you have to agree it. An woman, she has to work in her house, she has to settle all the household work, she has to come out, do the work professionally in an institute, then she has to carry forward that to home, and again she has to balance it, isn't it? Even men also, he's responsible for both personal and professional. He is a person who is making a family from the root to the higher stage. So both are equal, and there should be a proper coordination in terms of personally and professionally, right? So that is a main function of an woman entrepreneur. Like she should have a proper coordination, administration and control, and she should be a good leader in the sense, and don't take like she should be a dictator. Okay, an woman entrepreneur and or an entrepreneur need not, he should not be a dictator, he should be a motivator, isn't it? So these are the some of the functions of a woman entrepreneur should have. Okay, coming to like what are the factors which are having in a woman entrepreneur. Like women in India are plunged into the business for both pull factors and push factors. So let's see what is this pull factors and push factors. Okay, so we'll see what is a pull factor. Pull factor is nothing but like it is like let's say an woman, if she wants to start a business on her own or on her own interest, or she wanted to start independently and she wanted to do something, that you call it as pull factor. In the sense, let's say I wanted to invest a company on my interest, not by just back support, just you have to do it, you have to do it, right? You don't have any other thought, just you have to do it. There is no pushing from other side, but you are doing willingly, that you call it as pull factor. Okay, push factor is nothing but like she has some constraints, she has some responsibilities, or it could be some economic difficulties where it is where the some external sources are pushing her to put a company, that you call it as push factors. So based on this different types of factors, woman is trying to develop a society, to develop a structure, that is you call it as pull factors and push factors. So did you understand what is pull and push factors? Yes, students, did
madam.
you? Yes, pull factors and push.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Yes. So now I would like to show some of the exemplary names of a successful woman entrepreneur. I promised you that in every session I would like to show some of the case studies or some of the information of a successful entrepreneur. I will be showing you now. So these are the some of the examples like Srimati Sumati Murarji Shipping Corporation, Srimati Kirloskar Mahila Udyog Limited, Srimati Neena Malhotra Exports Department. So these are the some of the examples of a successful woman entrepreneur. So now let's see. Okay, right. So wait a second. Okay, so now we'll see one of a successful entrepreneur. She is Vandana Luthra. Vandana Luthra. You know, how many of you have an idea of VLCC? VLCC. VLCC. How many of you know a VLCC? VLCC. Please talk. How many of you have an idea of
Weight
VLCC?
loss.
Weight
We
loss.
know, ma. We don't know. Please explain.
It's a wellness, it's a fitness, health and wellness center. Okay, so it has branches in 326 locations. Okay, she is Vandana Luthra, CEO of VLCC. Okay, so what is like she worked in different nations. She traveled in she traveled different countries, and she studied what how well she can improve if she wants to start. Like she had a motto to start a fitness center, right? So to in order to start a fitness center, she should have some experience. So she traveled all across the world, and she studied. And in 1989 she had founded this VLCC health center. And she is a Padma Shri awarded she's a Padma Shri awarded person from the President of India. And she even published some of the books on wellness and fitness. And now she presently started a charity home also. So now just think from where she was and now where she is. Okay, so where like yesterday we had seen like antivirus, a CEO of an antivirus package, like how he had used his experience and how he started his business. So now this lady, she had explored and she studied all the nook and corners of the different health centers, and she struggled hard, and now she is a founder of VLCC Healthcare Limited. Right. So one of the successful story of an woman entrepreneur, where though she has a barriers, a woman has a barriers, isn't it? She has a constraints per family, personal, or either it could be some hostile environment around her, isn't it? So even though she has barriers, she removed all those limitations, and now she is one of the name being engraved as a successful woman entrepreneur. Okay, so I would like to show you just an example of this. So please, you can Google about her. You can get it in Wikipedia, or there are many blogs on her. You can study on it. Okay. Okay, now comes what are the problems of an woman entrepreneur that they are facing. Okay, problems of an woman entrepreneur they are facing. Okay, so I will explain, because problems in the sense everyone has got a problem. Even a small kid is also having a problem, isn't it? Like a small kid, now he has to study online, he has to accustom in that online environment. Even now, even I have a problem. So just having a problem, just jotting down the problems is not a good type of scenario, but jotting the problems and solving the problems is also very important. So let me read some of the problems of the women entrepreneurs they are facing. General problems of women entrepreneurs and problems specific to the women entrepreneurs are risk bearing ability, work life balance, work-life balance, inadequate motivation, isn't it? Risk-bearing ability. So they have to see this risk-taking. You will know only if you're traveling the journey. The best example is like a person who is learning car, four-wheeler. If and only if he is learning, if and only if he's taking his car daily, he will know what are the obstacles, what are the risk he is taking. Just learning from a driving school daily 1 hour or half an hour, putting it car in the shed, after 10 days, if you are again facing like again you get some stage fear sort of thing, there is a traffic issue, you will be scared enough, right? The more and more practice you do, the more and more you will remove the problems out, right? So the risk bearing ability, work life balance, inadequate motivation, these are the some of the problems they are facing now. So now we will see how can we resolve this problem. So now I just show you some of the problems. Now we'll see what are the different approaches you can see it in terms of government institutes, or there are some training private institutes. So now let's see. Now I will click on this. One minute. We'll go to this website. This is Startup India. Yes. So now we'll see what are the approaches you have. Can you see this website? Can you see this website? Students, please talk.
Yes.
Because I cannot see you if you raise your hand. If I'm sharing. That's why I would like to talk. If you're not unable to see the website, I will try. Right? Okay, you are able to see. So this is a Startup India government.in. Under this you have different sections. I had selected women entrepreneurship. Okay, so what are the programs they are giving for the women? Okay, let me read here. The empowerment of the women continues to be a central feature in an effort to address social, economic and political challenges across the globe. To celebrate this occasion, the Startup India is engaging multiple activities to support early stage women startups and aspiring entrepreneurs. Okay, so the program one is nothing but providing a free co-working space. So one of the students said one of the barriers is location. So now Startup India is giving you a free co-working space whereby you can work with them, like Birla Institute, Start Hub Nation, V Hub, We Work. So these are the some of the platforms they are giving you the co-working space to start your new startups. This is for startups. Okay, please make it in mind. This is for startups for women entrepreneur. Okay, so here you can see there is an application form. You can apply for it and you can get a free co-working space. Okay, next program 2, what they are providing. Program 2 is a speed mentoring. Okay, so as you all students have a mentor, isn't it? For every 10 or 20 students there is a mentor for you. Okay, so they will be keep on calling you, they will be asking you to attend the online classes. You can talk with them if you have any problems. They will try to resolve you. In the same way, the Startup India is giving you a speed mentoring. You will be they will provide you 4 eminent women personalities, so you can talk with this four women personalities and you will be given 40-minute session. Okay, in that four group of women, you will be the one person will be an investor, a person who is having an experience of an investing, a person, a government or industrial official, and a successful woman entrepreneur and legal specialist. So these 4 people will be trying to mentoring you and they will give you the suggestions. Okay, so here you can see the selected entrepreneur will receive an opportunity to spend 10 minutes with each stakeholders in a panel, and hence receiving 40 minutes of dedicated interaction. So this is a second program given for a woman entrepreneur, whereby you can see here there are some of the mentors here. You can meet them, you can talk with them, isn't it? So this is one of the approach where our country is encouraging and aspiring women entrepreneurs. Not only women entrepreneurs, all the aspiring young entrepreneurs, there are different programs you can see. And here you can see some of the technical information in terms of percentage, like what is the percentage of women in a corporates, what is the percentage of women in a government institutes, what is the percentage of women in an healthcare. So you can have a look on this website and you can gather some information. Is it useful to you? Is it useful to you? Please talk. Please talk. Is the website useful
Yes,
to
ma'am.
you? Okay. Then there is an other
Yes,
called.
ma'am.
Yes, it's okay. So then there is an other scheme called Stand Up India, which will provide you Stand Up India scheme, which will provide you credit and hand-holding support to the woman entrepreneur. You can visit this. There are different schemes. You can apply it based on your interest. They will be funding you. Okay, so you can visit this website nari.nic.in. So you can see there are different websites. If you want, I will just click you, or I will share you this PPT in your files. Okay, and sorry. I would like to stop this, and one thing I wanted to share to Triple department. Triple department, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me
Yes,
stop.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
1
ma'am.
minute, 1 minute. Okay. Um, tomorrow you have one session for doubt session, and one is combined session for civil and Triple, isn't it?